Hi again, Falcon Country. Chris Lewis coming to you from the Fitch Gym, where we've got another one of our student athletes on hand that's going to tell us where she'll be signing to play softball at the next level. Usually I'll introduce the student by name first, but I want to do this. Okay. This particular player has a 65-4 record in 3 years, 868 strikeouts, 6 perfect games, 16 no-hitters, .56 ERA. She's only allowed, and this is 3 years, 114 hits, 46 runs, and only 32 of those were earned runs, and only 8 homers. And that's pitching just 3 years. She's been an All-American in multiple organizations, multiple All-Region awards, All-District, All-Ohio, Max Preps Ohio Player of the Year, Gatorade Player of the Year, basically any local, regional, state, national award you can think of. This particular player's got it, and I think she needs no introduction, but ladies and gentlemen, Sydnie Watts. And Sydnie, why don't you tell us who you have with you today?
My dad's here to my left, my mom's to my right, and this is my little sister, Presley.
Well, we welcome you, and we're glad you can make it. I know this is exciting and probably the worst kept secret, if not in Austintown, all of the country. So we've all been waiting for this. And got to ask the usual question, how long have you been playing softball?
Since I was 7 years old.
And was it a sport that you wanted to play, or did you have friends on a team that said, hey, Sydnie, why don't you come out and play with us?
No, my parents just kind of signed me up, and I immediately fell in love.
Oh, it's your parents' fault?
Yeah.
So it's her parents' fault that Austintown Fitch has back-to-back state champions. So thank you for that being your fault there. How many club teams have you been on? I know you've played quite a bit. Just roughly, can you guesstimate?
4 or 5, I'd say.
4 or 5,
Yeah.
And for quite a while, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been playing travel since I was 9, and so pretty much when I first started playing it, 2 years later, I started playing travel.
Wow, that's right off the bat, huh?
Yeah.
Where would you say you get your athletic ability from?
Maybe my dad.
Your dad? Well, I call little sister Presley Trouble, so I love how she's down here hiding behind one of the trophies, laughing like crazy. So maybe not a good idea to have had her at the table today, right?
Yeah, probably not.
Well, either way, that's pretty cool that you've been playing for that long. When did you realize that you were on a different level than most players your age?
I don't really know. I've practiced hard, and I feel like that's helped a lot. And I feel like just being able to go out and play, it showed.
And how have you been able to handle the pressure that comes with all the attention that you've received, growing up, and also, the high school level?
With all the attention, I just kind of put it in the back of my mind because I don't let it boost me. I feel like it's there, it's great, but I feel like at the end of the day, it's still all about how hard you work. So I love it, but I don't really think too much of it.
You're always trying to prove yourself, right?
Yeah.
Have you always been a pitcher?
I started pitching when I was 8, so actually I caught for a little bit.
Oh, you were a catcher?
For a little bit in rec ball.
Well, that helps as far as understanding the game, I would say, right?
Yeah.
You know what is what the catcher has coming at him, and what the catcher likes. So that's interesting. If you weren't a pitcher, is there another position on the field that you would want to play?
Probably third base. I play third base and travel a little bit. I play third and first, so I like third base and first base too. But I love pitching, so.
I just can't imagine Sydney doing anything but pitching on the diamond. That would be insane. I got to ask, I've always wondered this. What do you feel when you're on the mound? It's just you and the batter and nobody else. You've got that pitch and, they're going to swing and knock it out of the park, or you're getting a strike or whatever. What are you feeling in that moment?
Honestly, I don't get nervous, so I wouldn't say that, but I just feel confident. When I'm out on the mound, I believe in myself, I believe in my teammates behind me, and I know whatever happens, they're going to be back there to back me up.
And when you get behind in the count, how do you keep your focus?
The catcher's glove, I just aim at the catcher's glove and just think, I know what I'm doing. I believe in myself. So
Aim at the catcher's glove. I like that advice. And speaking of catchers, you had McKenna Hogan, who graduated after your sophomore year. Last year you had Kylie Folkwine, but McKenna was with you for 2 years, and then Kylie just this past season. Is there a difference when you have another catcher who maybe you're not used to?
I wouldn't say a difference. I feel like both of them are great catchers, but Kylie jumped in immediately and did amazing. So she really proved herself this year, and I feel like she caught amazing.
So the chemistry really didn't change?
No.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Now, Sydney is not just a great pitcher. She's got 30 home runs, 99 RBIs, 105 hits, and you hit .507 as your batting average. Do you think that's part of the wow factor that people see in you?
I think so. I knew from the beginning, when I started looking at colleges, one of my main questions was going to be if they let pitchers hit. So that was one thing I was looking for during the recruiting process. And hopefully, as long as my hitting stays as consistent as it is, I will be able to hit at Georgia Tech too. So.
Well, I like that confidence. So what's your most memorable moment as an individual and also with a team?
I couldn't pick one of the two winning states, but definitely one of the winning states. I feel like the first time it was just kind of like we were the underdogs, and the second time it felt great to be back and be able to do it again.
And that was my next question. Both of them mean the same? There's not one that means a little bit more?
No.
No?
I mean, maybe the first one, because like I said, we were like the underdogs and nobody really saw us coming, and it just felt good. Because even when I'm cheering on teams, I always root for the underdog. But
well, I got to tell you, now for those of you who haven't really followed Sydney, coming up, all you heard about was this great 8th grade pitcher that the softball team was going to get, and it's like, oh, okay, 8th grader, we'll see what happens. Freshman year. There was a little bit, okay, maybe this freshman has a little something. We went to the regional semis and lost to Hoover. And then it was like, junior year, okay, she's for real. And I should say sophomore year. And then junior year, yeah, she's for real. And we got to the point where it was like, we went from wanting to see what this, 8th grader can do to this junior who was so good that anytime there was a hit, it's like, oh, how could she give up a hit? All these perfect games, no hitters. And we would see a hit and it's like, there's got to be something wrong with her. There's an injury. She's, got to be favoring something. What kind of pressures is that?
I feel like it's more hard on myself. I feel like I just always want to go out and do better than I did the last time. But ultimately, if we win, that's all really matters. I know if a ball is put in play, my team will be back there to back me up. So.
And it seems like you've improved every year. So I have no doubt in college ranks you're going to be, improving year to year. So, can't wait to see that. You're on so many teams. How have you been able to manage practice schedules, school, everything else?
It can be a lot at some points, but it's just time management, I guess I'd say. There's been quite a few times where I've had to be doing homework in planes, while traveling and stuff, and that's been a lot. But it's just knowing that school comes first over softball. Sometimes that was kind of the hardest thing I had to learn was, okay, I need to get my schoolwork done, then it's practice time, and then it's time for everything else.
So you've actually done your schoolwork on a plane traveling to a game.
Yeah.
That's incredible. And on top of that, what life lessons can you say you've learned from your experience? And that could be, the practice time, the pressure, that sort of thing.
Honestly, just to work hard and your dreams will come true. I feel like that's one of the biggest things I want to tell people is like, I would get down on myself quite a bit, but the hard work will pay off in the end.
And what does the support that your family means to you? I mean, it's your family is always there. They're always, cheering you on. You can hear them in the stands, and they're always with you. What's that mean?
My parents are the biggest role models I have. My dad constantly catching me. He's been sitting on a bucket since as long as I've been pitching. It's just he's been the best coach all the way up. And then my mom, she's been my travel buddy, and she's been all across the country with me. We spend weekends upon weeks together during the summers traveling. And then my little sister, there's been a lot of times my parents have had to give things up with her and take time away from her to give it to me when traveling. I feel bad for that, but she's just been the most supportive sister I could have asked for. And then my grandparents also for supporting me through everything and also taking care of my sister when my parents were traveling with me.
Well, I got to ask, you said Dad's been catching you. How many broken bones do you have in your hands?
None, I got a guard.
He's got a guard in his hand, in case anybody didn't hear that. I love it. Just making sure you got that guard in your glove if you're catching Sydnie Watts. That's important. Anyone in particular have a major impact on your success on the field?
My pitching coach, Ed Beavers, he's been my pitching coach since I started, and it's just, he's been there to help me throughout the way and support me, and anytime anything is messing up with my mechanics, we just call Ed and get in that within a couple days, and he helps me, but he's been the best all through my career.
And no mention of Coach Ward.
Well, I thought you might ask another question about the coaches. Coach Ward for not just being one of the best coaches I've ever had, but also being there for me off the field. There's been multiple times I've had to call Coach Ward just to talk about life and just get things off my chest. And he's, a lot. When travel ball is stressing me out, he's just the person I'd always go to talk to and calm me down. And Coach Becky for being there to help me pitch during season and off season to get me ready. Coach Bob for just being Coach Bob and getting me Skittles at first base. And then Coach Fid for just being Coach Fid and being the lovable Coach Fid she is.
Well, I asked that question lovingly because we like to tease Steve Ward, the head coach, and the team especially enjoys teasing him. So I had to make sure you had a chance to get a dig at Coach Ward before you move on. So
no digs. Coach Ward's the best.
Well, considering we've had the National Coaching Staff of the Year for a couple of years there, all our coaches are the best, so we salute them. And with that, if it weren't obvious already, let's go ahead and tell us where you're going.
I'm going to Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech. She's going to be a Yellow Jacket. Let's hear it for Sydnie Watts, the newest Georgia Tech Yellow Jacket. And Mom and Dad, how are you guys feeling? Go ahead and lean toward the mic there.
Super proud of her. Worked hard and it pays off. We would like to thank Austintown Fitch coaches and staff for the opportunity of playing here, and thank you very much for supporting us.
Same. She's worked so hard for this. We just couldn't be any prouder of all the time that she's put in, all the hard work that she's put in at school, on the field. She's worked hard for it.
Well, we're all proud of you, Sid, and we can't wait to see it at the next level. And at the next level, obviously, more important than softball is schoolwork, as you mentioned earlier. What do you plan on studying?
Biomedical engineering.
I'm not even going to repeat that because that's a mouthful. But exactly what will that entail after school?
Prosthetics, creating prosthetics.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's one you don't hear every day. That's what. How did you decide on that?
I just find prosthetics and all that interesting. I feel like I always knew I wanted to be some type of the medical field, and it's harder with softball. And going to one of the top engineering schools in the country, it kind of lined up to be in the medical field and just get a little bit of everything I love.
And it's funny because I was going to ask this. A lot of people here, Georgia Institute of Technology, and I was going to ask, you're going to be working with computers, anything like that? But
I mean, kind of the engineering part.
the engineering part, that's wow. I did not expect to hear anyone interested in working and creating prosthetics. That's wow. And if anyone can achieve that dream, it's definitely Sydnie Watts, as we've seen. And this is a question that a lot of people have been wondering. Sydnie is going to be graduating early here, and we're going to miss her. And she'll be playing for Georgia Tech in the spring, excuse me. And I got to ask, when did you know that time was right?
When I was given the opportunity, it just wasn't something I could turn down. I couldn't be more grateful for my time at Austintown. The community support, the school, the coaches, just everything. But it's most athletes' dream to play in college, and when I was given that opportunity, like I said, it was just something I couldn't turn down. Well,
from what I hear, you're probably going to be playing quite a bit as a freshman, so I'm sure you're looking forward to that, and we wish you all the best. I was really hoping to see 1,000 strikeouts. You're 132 short of 1,000 if my math is correct. So when you get that 132 at Georgia Tech, call me so I can say, "Oh, congratulations on 1,000." All right.
Thank you. Yeah.
So can you see yourself, doing anything involving softball, after college?
Definitely. I already give pitching lessons and hitting lessons, and I feel like I know I want to do that after college. I want to be able to help and give back to girls like me growing up loving the sport, and I wanted to be able to teach them the right way because there's many ways to be taught with pitching, and thankfully to Coach Ed, he's taught me the right way, and knock on wood, I've never had an injury. So I just want to be able to give back to girls with all the information I've been taught.
Wow. So all the pressure that Sydnie has faced, and just succeeded in the face of just all the attention. You just gotta love hearing that she's going to give that back to other girls that have the same dream. So Sydnie, we congratulate you on your choice. We're going to miss you this season, but hey, opportunity you just can't pass up sometimes, right?
Yeah.
So we're happy for you, and we're all going to be rooting for Georgia Tech softball.
Thank you.
So one more time for Sydnie Watts, the latest Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. So any last words?
Just thank you to everybody who came out today. I'm so grateful for all of you.
Well, we're grateful for what you've given us these last 3 years. So
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So once again, Chris Lewis signing off from Falcon Country and reminding everybody in Falcon Country, no matter where you're at, keep an eye on Georgia Tech softball, and always remember to show your Falcon pride.